Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're talking Treasure Map versus Momonosuke for the 9th anniversary. And in today's video, we're going to be going through my teams that I will be using for this particular event. Now, what I learned last year was farming rank when it comes to anniversary, not exactly the smartest move. However, farming the map is definitely something that I would prioritize if you are more of an endgame player, or if you are looking at sort of using Treasure Map to build up your limit break materials. Momo is an interesting character. He's not very good, if I'm completely honest, but his artwork is exceptional. Fantastic looking artwork. Pretty left field character. Lots of people were predicting something like page 1. There was some other people that were saying like Toby Ropo. Very interesting that we are getting obviously a Momo versus Kaido, and that's what that sort of silhouette in the corner was. So, taking a look down here, it will max out at 20 million points this particular time, not 10 million points. There's a special 9th anniversary map, and there is some other stuff in the Treasures Bazaar as well. So you can get some better limit break material packs as well. So I would highly pick them up. Plus, Challenge versus Marco will be a tough fight, and will give more treasure points than usual. We'll talk about that once we actually get there. And there'll also be a new challenge treasure map, which is challenge the intrusion fights on extra islands. You can actually test that out as well. So let's scroll on down here. If we get all the way down the bottom, we can check out the boosted character list. Sanji's obviously the character you're going to want to bring for a friend captain. Queen is a 1.65. He's very, very good for the Marco fight. As for the rare recruits, they are going to be very, very good for the final fight. And then you have the other anniversary characters, a bunch of free-to-play characters that have come around this particular time as well at 1.35. And then all of your 1.25 boosters being treasure map units, moving into the 1.25 legends, and then finally the 1.2 times regular batch. Now, as always, I do like to go for speed. Speed is points at the end of the day, and getting to those higher multipliers is definitely going to help you guys out as well. Plus, I'm looking at farming the map, basically. So, I'm going to sort of take the route that best suits the drops of the map, rather than trying to just get to the end as quickly as possible. So, let's take a look at my teams. Let's have a chat about the mini-boss fights, and let's talk about some variations. So, the first fight is against Chopper. Chopper is a Psy character, and the recommended characters are Beige, Bardo Cavendish, and Marco for some strange reason. On Battle 1, everyone gets the good stuff, switch effects, verse abilities, and special charge by 5 turns. Battle 3, you get blinded on your left-hand side for 5 turns after sockets. You get block slots on that side, and then paralysis orbs on the right-hand side, which is odd. You get a chain coefficient reduction for 5 turns and 6 turns of threshold, as well as delay immunity. So, with Capone as your captain, he pretty much takes care of everything. He removes the paralysis orbs as he removes paralysis. He removes the block orbs, and he gives you an orb boost to driven and shooters, as long as your captain is driven shooter, which he actually is. So that's always fun. He's a 1.4 times booster. You can bring a friend captain Beach, so you're getting a lot more points on this fight as well, and it all works out pretty hunky-dory. Next, we've got Bardo Cavendish. They can remove the threshold, plus they're the attack booster for this team. Exceptional unit, great 6+, great level limit break. And finally, we are using some wave clearing shenanigans of Daifuku. Daifuku is a driven character, so you can pop his special twice. Easy peasy lemon squeezy double special will do the trick for stages 1 and stage 2. The other 2 units, being Kaido and Blackbeard, are literally just point boosters here. I chose Blackbeard because he's the chain boundary, and then Kaido is a 1.35 times booster. Literally the only reason they're here. Next, we've got Ulti, and now Ulti is... Ulti sucks, man. I fucking hate Ulti. Who hurt this person that made this fight? The Straw Hats are the boosted units, the Psy ones in particular of Luffy, Jinbei, Brook, Frankie, and Zoro, so they basically give you the team. Psy, quick dex, get the good stuff, versatility, switch effects, and special charge. On Battle 3, there is 2 turns of a damage threshold. You can only do 50% of Ulti's HP. Super annoying. Like, why is this a thing in Treasure Map? Bandai, we hate this. No one likes this debuff. Get rid of it. Don't use it. We don't like it. You get unfavorable orbs. Your crewmates get 1 turn of special reverse. There's 2 turns of ship bind, 8 turns of defense up, 5 turns of resilience, and full immunity. So you can't even burn and poison to get around this annoying mechanic. However, you can use Frankie. Frankie has his docking effect, that will allow you to go through the damage limiter. Now, if you can find quickly a Luffy, this particular Luffy here, as a friend captain, I would highly recommend doing so for more points. But if you're looking for speed, just run double Frankie. It's just going to be a lot faster. But this guy with the Brûlé support is going to be the cooldown reducer for our crew. They really want you to use him as captain, but like, I ain't taking 2 turns on ulti, no way. We're going to use Brook and his double special activation and his 50,000 fixed damage now for wave clearing, which is fun. And then to get around the resilience, we have the support of Sanji on Jinbei, which is this Jinbei right here. I've picked up 2 copies of this unit from the PKA shop, which I'd highly recommend doing. And then Limit Break expanding him, so you get the Ship Bind for 2 turns, so you don't have to use his special. But he can use the Sanji support to remove 2 turns of resilience. And then with Zora and the Koyoshiro support, you can remove 9 turns of defense up and 4 turns of resilience. Very, very good combination. You need him at level Limit Break 5, obviously, which you can farm up for free, just like Brook. So make sure to do that over on Extra Island before you start your treasure map. Next, we've got Jack. Now, this Jack fight is where we start all of the revive shenanigans of this stupid treasure map. This has to be one of the worst treasure maps we've ever seen, and the fact it's for anniversary is like, really? Like, really? But Jack is going to give Strength, Dex, and Quick, all the good stuff. Roger and the Luffy Yamato batch of Nami, Usopp, and Robin are all boosted. On Battle 3, you get 5 turns of blind, so 2 after socket, 6 turns of attack down, normal attacks only, 6 turns of chain coverage reduction, 6 turns of burn, and there is delay immunity. However, if you remove the 2 turns of bind, he's then going to apply another 5 turns, which is 2 after sockets. And then when you kill Jack, he gives you another 5 turns of bind, which will obviously go down to 2 after sockets. He then heals for 1.6 million HP. Very, very arrogant. That's 1.6, not 1.5. So you can't actually just use Goldie Roger, the legend, to just bink this when he comes back. Very, very annoying. But you could easily run double Roger if you wanted to and go bink, bink. And then just use the support to get around the bind. However, for myself, I'm going to be using Ace Yamato. Ace Yamato can remove bind with their captain ability, so we don't have to worry about it. And then Usopp's going to remove the attack down, which is always fun. Remember, the bind is on your sailors, so you do need the support to be on either activation or like activation of your captain's special. So if you wanted to take up that option, it's definitely something you can do. The problem here is Roger doesn't get cooldown, so you can't bink that final stage. So I'm sure there's probably a way to do it, but for me, like I said, I'm going to use Ace Yamato. They'll just get their cooldowns with the Mr. 3 support as well as the anniversary ship. Plus, they're also going to give us 2 turns of attack boost, 2 turns of conditional, and then Izukiku can wave clear turn 1. You can use them to turn 2 and then get the chain lock if you want to, but Ace Yamato are going to do that as well. Wiper can board wipe. Usopp is going to remove the attack down, and then Roger's just here as a placeholder. You can use another like special cooldown if you really want to there as well. Next, we got Marco. Now, Marco's an interesting one because this particular character has more points than usual. So this is their way of kind of like justifying Queen, I guess, as well as justifying that stage 2 is going to have shenanigans. So Driven Power, Cerebral get all the good stuff. On Battle 2, there's 5 turns of attack down, 5 turns of despair after sockets, 5 turns of damage reduction, and a 1 turn 25 hit barrier with delay immunity. And then on stage 3, you get a full board of block orbs, there's special bind, top row gets paralyzed, 6 turns of threshold, 3 turns of resilience, and 1 turn of defense up. Now, if you do a slot change, you lose all your beneficial effects, and your captain gets blown away. Super annoying stuff. But this fight is kind of designed for Queen, Jack, and like Jack's batch, as well as the free-to-play Kaido. And then what they kind of want you to do here is use the captain actions of Queen on stage 2, and then you want to actually use the Queen special, not worry about the blow away, because Queen's actually going to rotate orbs no matter what. I was trying to find a way around that, but then I totally forgot that Queen rotates all orbs into tandem no matter what it was. So I had to like redo my whole teams, which is very, very annoying. But this is the team that I'm actually going with. If you don't have Queen, you can use Sanji, the V1 Sanji, and then jump. That'll definitely work. Otherwise, you could probably use Sober Mask here, or you could use Rogue is another very good option, and then build out the team as like Mono Int. But to get around the Despair and Attack Down, we have Sasaki and his double special activation. And then we're actually going to use Kaido on the final stage to be our attack booster and our orb booster. Super nice there. Queen's going to get around the resilience with his end of turn damage. He can remove the threshold. He can remove the defense up. It all works out nice there. And then with the captain actions, you can actually just get around stage 2. If it scales, we might have to look at some different shenanigans there. But with this team, we have the super team of Queen as well. That's going to be really, really nice. I kind of have to do that, though, to make that work. Oh, actually, no, I don't, because I have Queen there. That's fine. And And Namiru is the special bind with color affinity with Queen, color affinity with Killer. Killer's just a point booster here. We might have to remove him later down the line. But he also removes damage reduction, if I remember correctly. So we can definitely use him on stage 2 to actually get around the damage reduction. And then, I don't know, look at something for the multiple hits. But I ain't too worried about that either way. Moving on to the Queen fight now. This is where like we're just basically using the recommended characters. Sanji, Jinbei, Chopper, Luffy Yamato, and Odin Toki are going to take care of this very nicely. Free Spirits, Fighters, and Cerebrals get all the good stuff. You get Poison. There's Poison slots on the middle row. You get Lock slots. Top row gets Bind. Bottom row gets Bind. But Luffy Yamato take care of that. 5 turns of Threshold. 1 turn of Special Reverse. And 99 turns of Normal Attack only. Once you defeat Stage 2, he full heals and runs away for Stage 3, which is Block slots. A attack down if you're below a 3.75 chain lock or chain boundary. 8 turns of Despair, which will go down to 5 after socket. 7 turns of Defense up, and then full immunity. If you use an attack boost, you lose all your positive effects. The enemy will reduce your healing, and you get slot binded. Once you defeat Queen, he is going to come back with 30% HP and do 150,000 damage. Mad. So, with Odin Toki, we get Overheal. Chopper Room is the Poison. Threshold's covered by Jinbei. Luffy Yamato take care of the bind, and then we can swap into Sanji. Yamato has damage reduction for the 150,000, and we don't even have an attack boost here, so we are pretty hunky-dory. So, super nice, super easy, super fun. Don't see this having any issues whatsoever, especially moving forward. I do want to switch Luffy as my captain, so that way I can sort of build up the super swap, but I can always just swap as well, so like that's always an option too. So, there we go. That is the fight against Queen, and then finally, oh my god, finally, we have the Momo fight. Against Momo, Queen is recommended here. And then Sanji, his batch, and Luffy Yamato. The way that this is going to function is you verse Kaido, but Momo's the boss. You can practice this on Event Island as well. The way this functions is Strength, Dex, and Int get the good stuff. There's 1 turn of damage null on Stage 2. That's why Queen is our captain. Plus, once you defeat Stage 2, you get paralyzed and slot binded. So using the captain action of Queen is definitely going to help out here. On Stage 3, you can use the Queen Special to get around the resilience, the defense up, and the threshold. And then you just kill, basically. Even without having, like, double captains. Then on Stage 4, you want to use the Sanji Special to switch into your captain. Now, using the Wisdom support on Luffy Yamato is going to give us cooldowns. So they can actually give cooldowns to my Sanji, so Sanji can become captain. But this fight is so friggin' annoying. Also, when you defeat the final boss, they come back and give you a left column binds, and then they only let you tap with 3 units. So they kind of want you to use the rush here. And then you use Chopper to get rid of the bind. So that's the way the team functions. Obviously, we'll be doing a playthrough. We'll be streaming live once this goes live. And they are the teams that I'm going to be using. Subject to change, as always. But I'll release a short or something like that if we do make some big changes. But let me know what you guys are using in the comment section below. While you're down there, belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit that big red subscribe button. We just cracked 10k and we want to keep pushing on. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Most importantly though, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching and I'll catch you all in the next one.